If you have multiple user accounts set up on your computer, it's important to know about a feature called logging off. Well, in order to log off, once more what we need to do is go to our infamous start menu and click on it. Now clicking on it will show you that we're right now logged in as an administrator. As discussed in one of the previous tutorials, this is the picture that I've chosen to represent my login, and this is the name of my login right now. And if I wanted to log off, I would just go on to log off and click on it. As you can see, once I click on log off, I get two different options. One is switch user and one is log off. Now there are two starking differences between switch user and log off. As you can see, the screen's gone to all gray once more, and it's left the blue window open just for us to look at the coloring. Now once I choose switch user, what that would do is, let's say if I had Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, MSN Messenger, perhaps Internet, a couple of other programs that I was using, they were running on my PC, and I decided to switch user. If I came onto start menu, clicked on log off, and chose switch user that we have right over here, this would log me off of my login. What that would do is it would freeze all of my current session, everything that I have open right now, the way I get logged off of it. What that basically means is, say, as I just told you, if I had all those programs open and I chose to say switch user, all of my programs would still stay running, right? MSN Messenger would still be logged in, my Excel sheet, my Word sheet, all of them will still be open, and I can just log in with another username. Say my brother might have an account on the same station, and he might want to use his station, so I just log off my user. Once I've logged off, my programs are still running, and he can log into his user. His username, his login could be totally different. It could have a different desktop, it could have different programs installed, it could have absolutely everything, could be, well, anything to everything could be absolutely different. And whereas in my user case would be possibly be different to what my brother's is. So what I do is, what he does is he logs me off. Say I log myself off and he wants to log in using his user, he just enters his password. That's also one of the features that we're going to be talking about later on once we get into the advanced course, where you can actually set up a password on your account for somebody to use. So only if somebody knows the password of your screen will he be able to use. Now, as I just explained to you, to cut it in short, switch user simply freezes my session the way it is and lets another user log into the station and use his own settings. Whereas log off is totally different to switch user. If I were to click on log off right now, what that would do is, once I click on log off, even though the function that is going to show, or the function that's going to act out, is going to be pretty much the same as switch user, log off is going to get me to the same screen as switch user. Only in this instance, all of the programs that I have been using will be stopped. What that basically means is it'll be a fresh session once more. If I had MSN Messenger logged in, if I was using Excel, if I was using Word, I had songs running maybe. If I click on log off, it will close all of my programs and it will end my Windows session. Now, if I was to I was to revisit my screen, if I wanted to log back in, once I enter my password, or say I have not password protected it, all I just do is choose the name or click on my username and log in. What that would do is get me to a fresh new Windows session, and it would close all the activity that I pretty much had in my previous screen. So this basically tells you what's the main difference between switch user and log off. Switch user freezes my session. All the programs that I have right now open will still stay there running, and another user will be able to use his own settings. Whereas log off would close all my programs and end my Windows session. And if I was to re-log in, as in log in again, the possibility of any programs running would be nil, and it will be basically a fresh session. And if you don't want to do either one of them, just click on cancel. That should bring us back to our main